We're all charged up. I'm wishing you all happiness, clarity, and freedom on another spectacular, fantastic, cold fall morning. We're out here. We're out here at the Sagittarius Archery Range. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I hope you're doing well. And what I want to start this video off by saying is that, wait, did that make sense? I don't know. But what I want to say is that life is a roller coaster. Life is an absolute roller coaster. And I want to tell you to expect life to be a roller coaster. Don't expect life to be no ups, no downs whatsoever. You see, in order to have the ups, you have to have the downs. How are you going to go up if you don't have the speed to go back down? Think about it from a physics perspective. Okay, it's all energy, frequency, and vibration. We gotta go up, and then we gotta go down, then we gotta go up. See the sine wave? You see how it works? The flow of life, the flow of energy. Life is an absolute roller coaster. So expect life to be a roller coaster. Don't expect life to be stagnant. Don't expect there to be no change. No, this is a ride. This is a crazy, absolutely insane roller coaster. The scariest roller coaster that you can ever imagine. That's life. That's pretty much what life is. So love it, accept it, love it. It's amazing. And that brings me to the topic of today's video, which is eclipse season. We are talking about eclipse season, what to expect from eclipse season, and how to get through it. So, eclipse season, we have eclipses coming up in the signs of Scorpio and Taurus. Okay, the end of this month, we have a solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. And we experienced this a little bit back in Taurus season earlier in May this year, where we had some eclipses in these signs. And, you know, every 6 months, these eclipses work every 6 months. When the sun reaches the nodes 6 months later, it's going to reach the other node, and we're going to have another set of eclipses. So coming up at the end of October is a solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, and then 2 weeks later we have a lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. Okay, the sun in Scorpio, moon in Taurus, lunar eclipse. So that's basically the rundown of what we got going on this eclipse season. Okay, that's what we got coming up. So I also just want to say, you know, what to expect from eclipse season. Expect major life beginnings and major life endings. This is probably the biggest thing to expect from eclipse season. From what I've learned from astrology is that eclipse season is major life events, you know, major life beginnings, major life endings. You may be leaving a certain situation, right? Something's going on with me. Not going to get into that, but it's playing out very perfectly according to eclipses and everything. But you may be splitting up with a person, you might have relationship things going on, you may be starting a new relationship, you may be getting a new house. Okay, both of my sisters are getting new houses right now, and it's just all this crazy energy going on with eclipse season. You may be experiencing a lot of lows as well. Okay, eclipse season isn't all easy. I like to think of eclipse as, you know, it's like a roller coaster. You're either way up or you're way down. You know, it can be either or. Okay, eclipses are pretty neutral. So what to expect from eclipses is that eclipses are generally, from my perspective, they are pretty neutral. Okay, they are pretty neutral. They can either be, you know, extremely good, extremely bad. It's not like they're all extremely bad or they're all extremely positive life events going on, but it really is what you make it at the end of the day. Okay, that's what life is. At the end of the day, it's what you make it. You can choose to look at anything in a good way, look at it in a bad way. It's up to you. And that's what I also want to say with eclipses. Okay, how to get through eclipse season, these crazy energies, these crazy life events, crazy things going on. How to get through it is to understand that you have the choice of how you want to view these life events. There are going to be major life events with eclipses. I'm just going to say it. There are going to be major things happening. And if you want to power through it, really get through it, really prepare for it. Okay, prepare for eclipse season. I want you to know that you can view the situation however you want. You can view any situation however you want. You can look at this event and say, oh, all these things happened, and why did they happen? You can question and worry and get concerned and try to fix it. Or you can say, okay, it is what it is. This is my situation. I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna let the universe take this one. I'm gonna let God take this one, and I'm just gonna be grateful, okay? Gratitude. Gratitude is how we get through eclipse season. There is always something to be grateful for. There is always something in your life to be grateful for. And the wonderful thing about focusing on gratitude is that when you're focusing on little things that ultimately don't matter, you remember, hey, I'm still alive. Hey, I have food and water. Hey, I have shelter. Hey, I have a heater. I have warmth. These things are really what matters in life. Okay, we have to remember what really matters in life. It's about the energy. It's about the fact that I'm alive. It's not about the little thing that that person said. It's not about this little event that is irrelevant. It's not even about the clothes you're wearing. It's literally about the fact that you even have clothes. Some people don't have clothes to wear. At least you have clothes. Everyone wants to wear designer, Louis Vuitton, Supreme, Gucci, all these things. No, I bought this sweater for $20. I don't care. It keeps me warm. Be grateful for the fact that you even have anything. This is how we can get through eclipse season. This is how you can get through anything in life, okay? With eclipse season, it's going to be major energy. It's going to be major life endings, major life beginnings. But to get through it, focus on gratitude. Focus on what you have. You know, don't try to change the situation. Don't always try to get more. Focus on what you have. This is how you can really get through these events. When other people might be panicking, frantic, oh my gosh, everything's changing, what's going on? What am I gonna do? You're gonna be all right. I'm here to tell you, you are going to be all right. Another thing to keep in mind with eclipses, okay, going back to the astrological technical perspective, is that these eclipses have everything to do with your rising sign, aka your time of birth. Okay, so I want you guys to look up your time of birth. You know, look at your rising sign, your ascendant. Your ascendant, it switches every 2 hours, right? All across the sky, it switches every 2 hours when the sun moves, or when the earth rotates, rather. And the 12 signs, 12 times 2 is 24 hours in a day, right? I am a Pisces rising, which means I'm spiritual, I'm intuitive, I'm more watery. That's how I kind of come off. That's my energy. And if you are a Scorpio rising or a Taurus rising, these are going to be like, that's going to be like the most intense for you. These eclipses are going to be the most intense for Scorpio risings and Taurus risings. So if you are a Scorpio or a Taurus rising, you might want to prepare a little bit more, because these are going to be more intense for you, because they're hitting right on that angle of your ascendant and your descendant. They're hitting right on that angle. And there are 4 angular houses, the 4 main houses. First house, opposite that, 7th house, dealing with the other in life. And then we have the 4th house, well, really at the bottom. 4th house is at the bottom, the IC, which deals with your home and living situation, your private life. And then your 10th house, which is basically this going on right now, your public life, how the world views you, all that good stuff. These are the 4, we call them angular houses. There are succedent houses, cadent houses, and angular houses. And those are the 4 anglers. So I said, you know, even if you are a Aquarius rising or a Leo rising as well, it's hitting your angle. It's hitting your 10th, 4th house axis. So if you are a Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, or Aquarius rising, all of you out there, I want to let you know that these are going to be a little bit more intense for you. These eclipses might be more intense for you. And no matter what rising sign you are, you know, I want you to look at your rising sign and calculate which houses these eclipses are falling under. For me personally, I am not a fixed rising. I'm a mutable rising. I'm a Pisces rising. So for me, Taurus is my 3rd house and Scorpio is my 9th house, okay? So this has everything to do with travel. This has everything to do with communication, astrology even. 9th house is all about teaching and higher knowledge and higher learning. And 3rd house is all about being a student, all about short distance travel, more like mercurial, little things. It goes very in depth, okay? So to prepare for this eclipse season, check out your rising sign. Check out which houses these eclipses are falling under. Because for everybody, Scorpio and Taurus are a different set of houses depending on your rising sign. Okay, depending on your rising sign, Scorpio and Taurus, it's hitting a different part of your birth chart. So check that out if you want to really prepare for this eclipse season. Also, I want to tell you, for eclipse season, you have made it through 100% of all the eclipses during your life. So don't stress about it too much. These eclipses are going to pass. The storm always passes. Yes, major storms are brewing on the planet. Okay, major energies are brewing on this planet. But they always pass. The storm always passes. We had some tornadoes over here yesterday, but the sun is shining now. The sun's out now. The sun's always going to come back out. The sun is always going to come back out. So remember, for eclipse seasons, things might be rough. You might be having all these changes, all these major things going on in your life, but you will get through it. You have made it through 100% of your hardest times, of your most testing times in this life. You've made it through all of them. So keep that in mind. You will get through it. You will get through this season, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how crazy it gets, no matter how testing it gets. You will get through it. You will come out stronger as well, right? This is how we can prepare. We can realize, hey, if this is a very hard time in my life, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to become stronger as a result of going through these events, going through these life circumstances. Always look at it that way. You know, you are going to become stronger. You always become stronger when you go through hard times, right? If life was always easy, we wouldn't grow, we wouldn't change, we wouldn't become stronger. That's why change is the only constant, right? Nature experiences resistance and then things change. Erosion, the water is just falling down on the rocks always, and then it changes. The rocks change. We have earthquakes, we have volcanoes, we have storms, change, and equilibrium, right? These are the major things of life. If you really want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's what it's all about. Energy, frequency, and vibration. The energy is always changing. The energy is always flowing, changing, flowing. The ebb and flow of the universe, of life. This is what it's all about. So understand, with eclipse seasons, you will get through it. The energy always changes. You will make it through. This is how you can really prepare for any life event. And the last thing I want to say about eclipses and how to, get ready for these eclipses, how to prepare for eclipse season, is to always remember that all of the answers are inside of you. All of the answers are already inside of you. You don't have to try and worry so much. You don't have to try and think about how things are going to play out and try to make it a certain way. Analysis is paralysis. It's a curse trying to live in perfection. You don't have to try and make everything perfect. You don't have to try and change your circumstance. All you have to do is trust and know that everything is inside of you. You already have the prize, the gift of life. Being alive is the gift it's the prize. You already made it, you already won. So always remember this. When life gets tough, when life gets hard, you are already here. You are alive. Be grateful for that and realize that you will get through it. You will get through this season. These eclipses are going to pass, and then we're going to have more eclipses in the signs of Aries and Libra coming up next. Okay? So life's always changing. There's always more things to experience, always more things to see. There's always more energy to experience, always more change to experience. And that's the good news. The good news is that change is the only constant and that nothing ever stays the same. Keep all these things in mind. Like I said, look up your rising sign to figure out kind of what areas of life Scorpio and Taurus are for you. to get a better idea of this eclipse season. Also, just know that it's going to pass. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry too much. It's going to pass. These eclipses will pass, okay? The solar eclipse in Scorpio, to recap, we got the solar eclipse in Scorpio, and then 2 weeks later, we got the 2-week period in early November where we're waiting on the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, okay? And I also want to say, if you have a lot of planets in these signs, it'll also enhance the energy of this eclipse, right? If you have, say, Saturn, Mars, and Scorpio and Taurus, these are going to be a little more intense. If you have Jupiter, Venus, they might be more mellow and might be more positive. So watch out for that. Always watch out for that. Look at what planets you have. Look at your birth chart. And pretty soon, I do want to start giving astrology consultations. So be ready for that as well. And that's another thing with these eclipses going on for me. It's my 9th house of teaching and of higher education, astrology for me. So that's what's going on for me. So if you guys ever want consultations, I'm going to start giving those soon. So watch out for that. I appreciate all of you guys so much. You are all wonderful. You're all talented. You are all amazing. You are all beautiful people. Thank you for being here. I want you to like this video, comment down below a loving comment of gratitude, love, appreciation. Do what you got to do. I want you to subscribe to the channel if you are new to Freedom Speaks. Also, join my Patreon and buy some crystals, Freedom Vibes crystals. Check it out, link in the description. Thank you all for being here. You will get through eclipse season. You will get through it. You will become stronger than you ever have before. You will grow. You will change, and you will make it through. Thank you for being here. Much love to every single one of you, and make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.